Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to HOS Talk, a brand new show that is designed to inform and hopefully entertain you a little bit about all things happening on BASIS International School Guangzhou campus. In this, our first episode, our goal is to introduce or reintroduce myself as the head of school. My name is Jason Shorbe. I am a past and the current head of school here, and I have been with BASIS for a very long time. And to be honest with you, I'm quite proud of that fact. I started at BASIS in 2012 as the 5th head of school in the old original BASIS building in Tucson, Arizona. There are so many great memories from that old building, like the day the retiring space shuttle flew right over top of our campus. What a cool experience that was for not just me, but the students as well. I had the privilege of working closely with the founders, Michael and Olga Block, particularly Olga. I was able to get a profound understanding of what they had intended BASIS to be, and I got it right from the source. And it's quite simple, actually. Educate the students properly. That building was special, but it was just a shadow of what BASIS would become. We had not yet reached our tipping point, as Malcolm Gladwell would call it. Olga decided it was time to enter a whole new era for BASIS, and so I became the HOS that tore that old building down. And though they were known as the Owls at BASIS Tucson, they kind of became a metaphor for the Phoenix, because right on the site where we had once the best high school in America, now stood BASIS's first primary school. As with all things new, there was a lot of work that was put into that. We quickly put together a team of dynamic teachers and administrators and rolled up our sleeves and got to work and quickly garnered some national attention. Our tipping point had finally arrived. After a successful opening at BASIS Tucson Primary, I was asked to join the network leadership team as Associate Vice President to go around and help open new schools across the United States. As fun as that was, the work took me away from the schools where I was truly happiest. Going from city to city to deliver our message was exhausting, and I really missed being back at the school. The universe has always had a way of smiling on me, and an opportunity showed up in China, of all places. And I quickly packed up my family and moved them to Shenzhen, where I became the founding head of school at BASIS International School Shenzhen, the first international school in the BASIS network. Though I didn't know it at the time, history was about to repeat itself. As I said before, with all things new comes a lot of work. So we put together, again, a team of dynamic teachers and staff, rolled up our sleeves and got to work, this time garnering national attention once again, but in a new nation, China, and a new tipping point was about to arrive. After a successful opening at BASIS International School Shenzhen, I was once again asked to join the network leadership team to help open new schools across China. And as fun as that work was, I had done it before, and it was tiring, and I really missed being at the school level. That's where I was truly happiest. Once again, the universe smiled upon me and presented me with the opportunity to be the HOS here at BASIS International School Guangzhou. This is a city that I had grown to like in the opening phases and would eventually fall in love with. But the allure of a HOS position, I couldn't pass it up. So I packed up my family, we moved to Guangzhou, and we settled in. And then the world stopped. My family moved back to the United States in the early days of COVID. That's back before we knew what it was or how long it would last. We only thought it was going to be a couple weeks, but that couple weeks eventually turned into 18 months, a year and a half. And that's all I could bear away from my family. So I needed to return to them, and so I did. I was quite sad to think that my BASIS career was ending. I put a lot of love and passion into my work, and I really didn't want to leave it behind. But I needed to prioritize being back with my family. Once again, the universe smiled upon me and gave me the opportunity to become the head of school at BASIS Independent McLean, about 30 minutes outside of Washington, D.C. So I packed up my family and brought them to the East Coast of the United States, where we settled in and got to work there. I was so happy to be able to remain in the BASIS universe. Now, I've mentioned the universe a couple times and the BASIS universe as well. One of them is smaller and slightly less significant. So let's talk a little bit about what I mean by the BASIS universe. Once upon a time, BASIS was one singular entity, and then over time, for various reasons and organizational structure purposes, it was broken up into 3 different galaxies, as I like to call them, all owned by different companies, but still held together by the BASIS curriculum. You have the charter schools in the United States as one galaxy. You have the private independent schools as another galaxy in the United States. And then you've got the private international bilingual schools here in China. And I'm very proud to say that I'm the only head of school that has worked in all 3 galaxies. Though I enjoyed my time as HOS at BASIS Independent McLean, over the last 4 years, my kids grew up. And I continue to miss Guangzhou at the city and the school that I'd fallen in love with. Once again, the universe smiled upon me and said, there's an opening. Dr. Erica Smeltzer, who ran the school magnificently over the last 4 years, had decided to move on. So, once again, I've jumped at the chance, and I couldn't pass up the opportunity to return to my second home here in Guangzhou. I'm so happy to be back here at BASIS International School Guangzhou with the teachers, the staff, and faculty that I've loved and missed so much over the years. They and the community that they help to build and nurture are the reasons why I'm returning. I have so many great memories here at BASIS International School Guangzhou, and I can't wait to get back to work doing cool things that I love to do, like eating lunch with award winners, or judging delicious meals at BIGZ Master Chef, or attempting to read a grade 1 student's mind. I love hosting game shows as a fun way for students to show off what they've learned in class. But my favorite part of the year, my favorite part of the day at any school I'm at is greeting students at the gates, and I really can't wait to do that again here at BIGZ. One time I even surprised everyone dressed up as Thanos. I cherish the lessons that I learned from Olga Block. Educate the students properly, set your expectations high, rely on experts, and hold them accountable. I also value the lessons I learned from other great educators from across the BASIS universe, like be fair, be consistent, use education as your moral compass, and that character counts because ultimately integrity is what is the secret behind BASIS's success. I promise to continue to use this educational philosophy, which I developed with great people, sharpened with great educators, and honed with my experience navigating the stars of the BASIS universe. This will guide me as the once and again proud head of school of BASIS International School Guangzhou. That's all for now. Remember, think hard, be kind, and wash your hands.
Keep on riding.